Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, my name is Nikki, and in today's video I will be showing you how I budget by Paycheck. So if you are a beginner and you just don't know where to start with budgeting, then this video is for you. Let's get right into it. So the first thing I like to do is get myself a calendar. Now I use my undated monthly budget workbook. You can use any type of planner that you like. If you are interested in my monthly budget workbook, I will leave the link to it down below. The first thing I do is list out the month that we're actually working in. So this month is August. We have 31 days in August. So I make sure to list out all of the days of the month. Then the next thing I do, which I feel like is one of the important things, but a lot of people don't tend to put this on their calendar, but I like to list out my paydays. And the reason why I list out my paydays is because once I start listing out my bills and expenses, I can actually see what bills and expense I'm gonna take care of with what paycheck. So speaking of all of that, the next thing I do is I list out all of my bills and expenses that I'm gonna be taking care of that month. Now you wanna think about this ahead of time. So anything that you have going on in the month of August, say for instance, you may have doctor's appointments, you may be wanting to go to the grocery store, you may be doing brunch with your friends and things like that. You have to consider, okay, well, how much gas is it gonna take me to get there? How much money I plan on spending at brunch when I get there? Or if I'm going to the doctor's appointment, do I have to pay for parking? So once you start budgeting ahead of time or looking at these things ahead of time, you can actually plan out your money for these items and you won't, really have to go over budget. So once I write down all of my bills and expenses, the next thing I do is I list out the things that I want to do. So I always prioritize my saving and investing. So once I'm actually paid, that stuff is automatically going to be taken out of my paycheck. So I know automatically I'm going to be saving and I'm going to be investing. Even if I don't even pay all of my bills and expenses, saving and investing is always going to be taken care of, because those are things that automatically comes out of my paycheck every single time that I'm paid, even before money is actually deposited into my own banking account. So the next thing I do is I highlight everything. So this is what I don't know. I find it kind of fun to do. So I highlight all of my bills and expenses because this is allowing me to see, okay, with this paycheck, I'm going to take care of X, Y, and Z, all of these bills and expenses. And when I'm seeing that I'm spending a whole lot of money in one particular paycheck than the other, this allows me to see that, okay, well, maybe I need to withhold some money from this paycheck just so I can have enough to cover the other bills, because I know for me personally, the beginning of the month is where I spend the most amount of money. It's like around maybe like $2,000, if that. But I know for a fact it's a lot of money that I spend in the beginning of the month, depending on when I'm actually paid. So by me knowing that, with that second check of the month, what I actually do is I save majority of that check and roll it over so that when I'm paid at the beginning of the month, then I don't really have to be broke. Like I still break off even. I still have money left from the beginning of the month, and I still have money left over from the middle to the end of the month. So that's something that you may want to consider when you're planning out your paychecks and you're planning out your bills and expenses, to see like, okay, well, where am I spending the most money with what paycheck, and where am I spending the least amount of money? What I used to do as well, and this may work for you, is I would just go ahead and take care of some of the other bills. So for instance, if I know that majority of my bills are in the beginning of the month, I will see, like when the check I just got paid on the 18th, I will go ahead and take care of some of those other bills that is due at the beginning of the month. So that way when I get paid on the 1st, there's not a whole lot of bills that I will have to take care of. Maybe just like my main bills, such as my rent, because that's what really takes up majority of the paycheck, if I'm being quite honest. But that's basically what I do when it comes down to budgeting by paycheck. This method has really literally been a game changer for me. I've tried so many different methods. I use the zero-based budgeting method when it comes to the budget by paycheck method as well, and it absolutely helps you guys. So if you are a beginner, maybe you just don't know where to start with budgeting, try out the budget by paycheck method. Get you a calendar, get you this monthly budget workbook, and just really sit down and just spend time with your finances. See exactly what you are actually spending every single month and just plan it out. Nobody is saying that you can't spend money. It's just you want to be mindful of the spending that you're doing and making sure that you're really not going over budget and you're really prioritizing those things that you actually want to do, like saving, building an emergency fund, buying a house, things like that. But that's all for this video. If this video brought you some value, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. I drop videos over here once a week, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye.